What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svenson, and today we have an epic bounce across the entire market. It is May 3rd, Friday, end of the week, and it's not just crypto, because crypto correlates with the stock market. The S&P has played out a significant rally, and yes, it makes a big difference when the S&P is moving up. People are more confident to speculate on high-risk assets such as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And as you can see on this Twitter post that I made today, Bitcoin is sitting perfectly at base 4. It is pretty much a spitting image now of the textbook diagram. And this is what we discussed in the last video. I said, yeah, we're dipping quite a bit, but if we bounce here, if this weekly closes up, well, it may just be exactly where we need to be on base 4. Things are moving along as they should for this trend. What Bitcoin has just seen, that dip that we saw, is standard volatility. This is nothing out of the ordinary. In past cycles, these dips were much larger. This is actually quite mild in comparison to what Bitcoin used to do. And Bitcoin right now is putting in another exponential higher low. And what is it called when an asset sees a series of exponential higher lows? You guessed it, a parabolic trend. So Bitcoin is still going parabolic, exponential rise in price, and this is a fantastic weekly support. It is only Friday right now, and if Bitcoin does close green for this weekly, that could be another bullish hammer candle, something along those lines could be printing here. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing this same analysis, the exact same one that we've had on this channel for months. And that is actually a beautiful thing. While it may be repetitive, it may be kind of boring, well, guess what? It's working. There's no need to say anything different when the chart is doing exactly what we've been talking about for months. So if you guys like consistency and accuracy, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. And continuing on with the analysis, Bitcoin has created base 1, base 2, base 3 was the ETF approval / rejection candle. We put in that nice weekly hammer and punched up, and base 4 is presumably where we are now. We may be putting in another bullish hammer candle. We have 2 days left to close. And if we do that, it may signal the major extension up towards that sell point, guys. That would be a $90,000 price point for this trend. Now, a lot of people mistake what I'm saying. They're saying, Kev, really only 90,000? You don't think Bitcoin can go higher than 90? For this trend that we are in, the textbook is suggesting 90,000 as our sell point. After base 3, 45,000, the price doubles. After a move like that, the textbook suggests that that is unsustainable, right? Unsustainable move, and then it could result in a sideways range before going up later. So a lot of people mistake my analysis here, and they think that that is where I'm saying that you should be fully exiting the market and then there will be a huge bear market after. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the trend may go sideways after hitting 90, and we may see a major correction, something that a lot of people would not be ready for, before going up later. And yeah, after that, we could go into the 6-figure range, but 15,000 to 90,000 in one parabolic swing, and then consolidate, break the trend. And ultimately, what would happen after that, most likely, what we've seen in Bitcoin history several times, is that the parabolic trend expands. Yes, this is what parabolic trends do. They expand larger and larger and larger. 2017 is a good example where we have a parabolic advance, right? An exponential move up, and within those moves, there are smaller exponential trends. It may not play out exactly like that. It may not even have to be that big of a correction. It could be something that is more tame, more mild, right? More shallow, but usually the trend expands. That is my main point. So 90,000 is a sell point, but it may not be the end of the cycle. I mean, the Bitcoin halving just happened. It just happened, right? And so we're pretty early. We're actually, in terms of timing, we're early in this cycle to be up so high, near the all-time high. Being at the all-time high during the halving is actually, it's never happened before. We've never made an all-time high before the halving. So we're early in the cycle, and no, I don't think that this is going to be the end of the cycle, but it is going to be likely an area with a major correction in the expansion of the trend. This is the chart I posted on Twitter, I believe it was yesterday, the Bitcoin daily RSI. Whenever we break the RSI, the next parabolic advance takes place. Break the RSI down trend line, push to new highs. This is a very good signal to use. Break the RSI down trend line, push up. And if you look at the Bitcoin RSI on the daily, you can see that right now we're pretty much sitting, actually breaking it. Bitcoin is on the trend line, if not breaking out right now as we speak. Of course, we got to close this daily, but it's looking good. That's a solid bounce we got. That is a nice push to the RSI breakout zone. And it's looking like Bitcoin may be ready to pull off the next parabolic advance. And like we were saying in the last video, if we bounce on this weekly, we were talking about how we would likely bounce in the last video on this channel. If this weekly can close green, we're gonna avoid a cross down. This weekly MACD may actually close at 0 or higher. And holding that neutral zone on the weekly MACD indicates major momentum. That is exactly what Bitcoin did in the last major parabolic trend in 2017. We just held the neutral zone on the MACD for the weekly chart, and that signaled major momentum. We just need the candle to close, the weekly candle to close up in the green, and then we will avoid that cross down and signal major momentum, giving us our next major parabolic advance. And our weekly RSI is also maintaining its trend. We are trending on the weekly RSI. So everything's kind of going as we expected here on this channel. The analysis has not changed at all for months on this channel. So if you guys like consistency, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and also sign up for Kraken Pro. Going to be having content on Kraken Pro coming soon. I do have a tutorial on how to use Kraken Pro, this platform. Join the Patreon if you want to get extra content, trade setups, altcoins, all that kind of stuff is in Patreon, and I'll see you all in the next video.